So let's move to the next one. And we'll use pretty much the same approach. We first want to simplify if we can, and then determine in which of these three situations it is. So we have minus 4, parentheses, x plus 5 equals minus 4x minus 20. And since we have parentheses, our first step will be to distribute. So we have minus 4 times x, which is just minus 4x. Minus 4 times positive 5 would be minus 20. And we get minus 4x minus 20. Now, from right here, we actually do know the answer. We have something is equal to itself. We have the exact same thing on both sides. So that's going to be infinitely many solutions. But if you want to keep going here, like you want to solve for this variable x, what you can do now is just try and move them to the same side. And since it's the same, it doesn't matter what side you move them to, so I'll just move it over here. And to cancel out this minus 4x, I will add 4x to each side. Over here, these cancel out, I get 0. So minus 20 equals, these cancel out, minus 4 plus 4 is 0. And so I get minus 20 equals minus 20. This is always true. So if I put in x equals 0, this would solve it. If I put in x equals 1, I'd get 6 times minus 4, which would be minus 24. I'd get minus 4 times 1, which is minus 4, minus 20, which is also minus 24. And so we tried 0 and 1. If we tried 2, it would work. If we tried any number you can think of for plugging in for x, it will always come back to something true. And that's how we know that there are infinitely many solutions, because we got something that was equal to itself. Had we gotten minus 20 equals 10, then we would have no solutions, because this is nonsense. But since it was equal to itself, we can conclude that we have infinitely many solutions. No matter what value for x you put in, you will get something true. So you can even put in fractions or decimals like 0.974 and it would still work. All right, moving on to another one. So let's simplify. I'm going to rewrite it first. So minus 3x plus 9 minus 2x equals minus 12 minus 5x. So let's combine like terms. We want to simplify first. So minus 3 and then minus 2, that would be minus 5x plus 9 equals minus 5x minus 12. I just switch the order, which you could definitely do as long as you keep your signs attached. And from here, I can see I have the same variable on both sides, but different numbers. So when I add 5x, when I try and move them to the same side, both of these cancel out, and you get that 9 is negative 12, which is nonsense. 9 is not equal to negative 12, so that means there are no solutions to this. No value of x can you put in here for all of these x's where it would evaluate to something true. So let's conclude that it's letter A, no solutions on this one. And moving forward, let's do this last one. And so we're going to solve it just like the rest. We're going to simplify first. So let me just rewrite 9z minus 6 plus 7z equals 16z minus 6. And combining like terms, 9z plus 7 more z's would give us 16z's. Minus 6 equals 16z minus 6. Something is equal to itself. We're going to end up with infinite solutions, but let's try and move the variables to one side. So minus 16z to cancel out the positive 16z. Do that on both sides. These go away since that's just 0, and I get minus 6 equals minus 6, something that's always true. So no matter what value of z I put in here, this will come out to something true. Imagine putting 10 in. You get 16 times 10 is 160, minus 6 is 154. You get the exact same thing on both sides. If I put in 1, 16 minus 6 is 10, and I get that on both sides. So it doesn't matter what I put in, it will always come out to something true, so that is infinitely many solutions. And we looked at two examples from the no solutions and the infinitely many solutions, but for this choice B, this is essentially just a normal equation. Like if you had something like 4x plus 2 equals 7x minus 4, and you try and solved it, you would just get one answer. And they're not asking you what the answer is. They just want to know, does it come down to just one, or are there many solutions, or are there 0? They just want to know which of these three it is, not specifically which values work. But if you can't actually solve this, subtract 4x on each side, you get 2 is 3x minus 4. Add the 4 to both sides, and I'll just move it up here. You get 6 is 3x, and divide by 3, and x is 2. So you actually get a value for this equation, which means that in this case, there would be exactly one solution.